Today, the executive branch will head to Capitol Hill for hearings on the Iran nuclear agreement. Set to speak today before the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Secretary of State John Kerry, Treasury Secretary Jack Lew, Energy Secretary Ernest Moniz. Phil Mattingly joins us from Washington. Phil, there was some good reporting this morning in Politico about the ground game around this boat. There's a 60-day review period, and there are now people who are planning to go to Ben Cardin's constituent hearings in Maryland. Is this like a presidential election right now?
You have to keep in mind that 60 days, Brendan, includes the August recess. And look, there's a lot of nationwide, everybody always kind of scoffs at the fact that lawmakers go home for 5 weeks in August, in the middle of the summer. They're taking a bunch of time off. It's actually not true. For the most part, when they're at home for those 5 weeks, they're doing town halls, they're doing constituent meetings. They're actually out in the district or out in the state. That matters when it comes to the Iran deal. You've got groups that are willing to finance grassroots operations in states of key lawmakers, get them to their town hall meetings. Brendan, one of the most interesting things about Capitol Hill that people always kind of dismiss, phone calls to offices, constituents showing up at meetings have an impact. They matter. And if people are going to blitz people like Ben Cardin, one of the most important Democrats on this deal, and make him think that nobody in his state supports it, that's a problem for the Obama administration.
Is Ben Cardin the single swing senator right now?
You know, it's tough to say. Look, the administration can afford to lose 12 Democratic senators and still be able to block any type of disapproval of this deal. Ben Cardin is important because he's considered very close to Israel. Obviously, he's a Jewish senator that's very close to not only Benjamin Netanyahu and the administration, but also the lobby in general. You also have to look at Chuck Schumer, who's from New York, Democratic senator, slated to be the next leader of the Democratic Party. He's withholding judgment right now. But, guys, I don't think there's any one senator that's going to tip anybody in one direction or another. They just need to make sure that the ball doesn't start rolling in the wrong direction.
For those of us not looking at the calendar, Phil Mattingly, let's just look at the drama today. Secretary Kerry returns. Does he get deference because he was once a senator? Do they treat him nicer because he's one of them?
Maybe in his confirmation hearings, Tom, but not anymore. I think what you're going to see, look, the focus, if you care about what's actually going to happen with this deal, is on the Democratic side of the dais. That's what you need to pay attention to, where those lawmakers come down. But you have to look at this hearing today, Tom, under the kind of the political lens of things. Marco Rubio, coming off the campaign trail, is on this committee. Rand Paul, coming out off the campaign trail, is on this committee. They're looking to score political points right now. I don't think there's any deference whatsoever. One point of reference here, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama came off the campaign trail when General David Petraeus came up to the Hill to talk about and sell the surge in Iraq. This is kind of a similar type of situation earlier on in the campaign, but people coming off trying to score political points and make political points, that's going to be where the media attention is. But, Tom, if you want to know what matters to this deal, pay attention to the Democrats. They're all the administration cares about.
Phil, I'm paying attention to Iraq. James Comey, the director of the FBI, said yesterday that Islamic State is a bigger threat to America than al-Qaeda. That, of course, plays into this. This is a chess game in the Middle East. What else does the administration have to show the Senate that it's doing in the Middle East to get sign-off on this deal?
This is a really delicate portion of this deal, and I think you saw the president try and kind of ease around it during his hour-plus-long press conference. How do you deal with Iran, which has a lot of interest right now, obviously a Shia country pushing back on Sunni extremists as well? It's very involved. It's financing, not only financing, but also delivering weapons and men to Shia groups that are fighting back against the Islamic State. The administration is never going to have direct contact with Iran military forces. But I think what the administration officials have been saying behind the scenes, what the president has hinted at right now, is this deal can kind of help tacit, implicit cooperation between the two in the pushback. I think the biggest concern on Capitol Hill is that that cooperation allows Iran to move and kind of exploit that in the region, and that's what senators, that's what Democrats and Republicans want to make sure the administration is not allowing. So it's a very delicate balance. We have a common enemy, but very uncommon goals, guys.